Hey everyone, and welcome to our graduate capstone presentation. This presentation will be about password guidance, how to implement strong passwords on a college campus. This will be presented by Jessica Bostic, Ashley Dargan, Joshua Kaplan, and Charlita Wynn.
Introduction. Passwords serve as the first line of defense when hackers try to gain unauthorized access to our campus data, network, and computers. Weak passwords have allowed access to PII, or what is commonly referred to as personally identified information. This includes addresses, phone numbers, billing information, and social security numbers. Various departments on the university's campuses possess information like this for all students, faculty, staff, contractors, and even vendors. Hackers can hack into databases using different methods, so the passwords that we manage here at Middle Georgia State University should be complex and hard for others to figure out. We have reviewed the policy for possible updates to provide the maximum protection of our users and institution. It is our objective in this presentation to highlight the password policy and why certain security measures are critical to maintaining the integrity of the professionals as well as the institution.
So what do we recommend to create strong and complex passwords on college campuses? The next few slides that are presented will go more in depth on what we would actually include in our password policy. You will see topics around password creation, the different user credential types, password protection, password resolutions, and password enforcement.
Password creation guidelines. All passwords must contain more than 8 characters. Passwords must consist of a mixture of special alphanumeric characters. For instance, A, uppercase A, exclamation point, etc. Passwords should not be identical to names, usernames, birthdays, or personal information that will tie the passwords to the user. Common passwords such as 123, QRD, password 123, etc. are ineligible because they are susceptible to attack. Passwords may not be reused. Previous passwords are ineligible and will result in error when attempted to use. Passwords must be reset at least every 180 days. System administrators and IT employees have additional parameters. Their password passphrases must contain a minimum of 15 characters. System administrator IT employees and domain passwords must be updated every 30 days. User credential types. There are three main types of credentials: student and employee/faculty, admins and IT employees, and contractor/temporary employees. The vast majority of users will fall under the student/employee/faculty category. Users in this category must have passwords that exceed 8 characters, and their passwords must be updated every 180 days. They will receive notifications to update the password, and passwords must adhere to the guidelines. Admins and IT employees. These users are required to have stronger passwords exceeding 15 characters and update their passwords every 30 days. This is because they have access to increased confidential information, and security is of the utmost importance. Contractors and temporary employees. These users will receive pre-assigned usernames and passwords that last 30 days or till the end of employment. New usernames and passwords are assigned every 30 days for these users.
Password protection. Why is protecting passwords important? Our password creation guidelines are in fact great means to keep our passwords complex and strong. In order to keep the university's passwords strong and complex, we need an even stronger protection guideline. Congress created the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, better known as the ECPA, which was intended to afford privacy protection to electronic communications. This includes user credentials and how that data is stored on computers and within databases. It is the university's goal to make sure that all laws are abided by according to the ECPA. The main focus points or topics of our ideal protection guideline is multi-factor authentication, storing passwords on personal devices, whether or not you should share passwords, and encryption of passwords that are stored on a database. Multi-factor authentication is a security system that verifies a user's identity by requiring multiple credentials. Other than asking users for an email, username, or passwords, multi-factor authentication requires other credentials or authorizations. These other credentials or authorizations can be codes generated by smartphones or apps, any USB devices, or just any personal physical device. This makes it way harder for hackers to verify more than once. So should you store passwords on any personal devices? No, it is not recommended. You should never write passwords down on notebooks, paper, or even saving it on your tablet. This makes it easier for anyone to stumble across your password. So should you share a password? That isn't recommended either. Users should never share passwords with anyone. When someone has your password, it is usually hard for the system to verify it is you, which is also why we do plan to implement the multi-factor authentication. Encryption of passwords stored on databases. Encryption translates data into another form or code so that the only person that will be able to access it has a secret key. Nobody will be able to tell what the actual password is. This ensures that all of the passwords cannot be visually seen. In an event that hackers have gained access to the university's database, they will see encrypted code and not the actual passwords. Passwords are vital to our university's policies and should always remain confidential. To combat hackers and cyber criminals, these guidelines to protect our passwords at this university should always be in place.
Password resolutions. The growth of passwords have formed over the course of several decades. Resolutions have been proposed due to the continuous growth of technology. However, according to Bosnick and Bruman, textual passwords, despite breaches, has been the most used authentication method. In recent studies performed by the pair, they have discovered that the majority of users have bad password creations and management practices. Users must be constantly reminded of the importance of selecting more lengthier passwords. The pair suggests that in order to improve password security, that IT staff should make recommendations to users and administrators. In conclusion, the resolution for creating an effective password should be outlined in the proposed password security policy. Password enforcement. It is necessary to keep an updated password security policy on file. The password security policy should be implemented and produced to staff, students, and faculty on a routine basis. The password policy will be the official document and summoning of compliance for all users. The IT staff should provide thorough recommendation and give examples of ideal password selections. The IT staff should coordinate the updates on the enforced policy as needed. Vulnerabilities to the system, if any, could shift the scheduling of an update to the policy as it should. Password enforcement should be implemented and managed by the information technology specialist. They are the trusted individuals within an organization with the skill set needed to perform the job.
Conclusion. Guidelines are made to ensure that passwords are made stronger. Passwords are a vital and essential part of technology security. They can be considered the first line of defense for applications and accounts. It is important that we do our part protecting our passwords because any system can be exposed to hacking. Our key recommendations are that it is always good to practice using letters, which can include uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters when creating strong passwords. It is important that you do not ever share your passwords. Multi-factor authentication is a security system that verifies a user's identity by requiring multiple credentials. It is with complex passwords and multi-authentication that allows for continuous, safe usage of our systems. Ongoing password management is essential to keeping our system free and clear of compromise. By following these updated guidelines and recommendations to our password policy, it will ensure the safety of those associated with MGA for many years to come.